Hi, I'm Maddie, if we've never met before. I'm so happy to be here guiding you through a 60-minute Yang-Yin practice. So the first half of this class will be a flow. We'll move with breath, move through some more active postures. The second part of class will slow way down, get really close to the earth, and engage with a yin practice. So we're going to get started laying on our backs in Shavasana. Stretch out, take up some space for yourself, and then see what it would take to become still. As you do, take a breath. Settle the weight of your body into the earth. And then know that there's nothing else to do right now. So you could just let your body get heavy. Let yourself get soft around the edges, like the tissues in your interior could melt apart a little bit. And as your body softens, you might notice that the breath begins to move just a little bit more freely. You could start to take deeper inhales and longer exhales. Now get your mind really involved with the breath. Hook your mind onto the cycle of your breath, and then see if it could become kind of like play, like your mind is motoring up the breath, moving it. Yeah, and even right here, you could start to get a little bit more funky with it. You could get a little bit more silly or playful. You could make sounds in this moment. It's almost like your mind is a cat and your breath is like a ball of yarn. And that cat is just kind of toying with that ball of yarn, seeing what kind of entertainment it can get out of that ball of yarn. So you'll move the breath even deeper now. So you could breathe beyond just your belly or your lungs. You could really begin to breathe with your whole body. Now breathing with the intention to become really present. As we start to move together, see if you can maintain a really intimate connection with your breath so that this hour, it becomes a moving meditation. It becomes a practice in staying with yourself long enough to show yourself deep care. So you'll reach your arms up overhead, point through your toes, and then on an inhale, stretch yourself apart, get even longer. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Give yourself a big hug. And then right away, big breath. Maybe you give yourself a little rock side to side or a little circle with your knees one way and then the other way. And then from here, you could kick your heels up to the sky, grab the edges of your feet, and find a happy baby. Establish right here at the top of class that you have quite a bit of agency. You have so much autonomy within the practice. So right here, you get to make choices. You could stretch one leg out and then the other. You could squish your face around, stick out your tongue. Yeah, see if here you could get curious about making choices that make you feel more expansive. Make choices that make you feel a little more grounded, a little more connected to the earth. And then gently release the grip. Plant your feet on the ground. You'll walk your feet as wide as your mat, and then knock your knees in together so they touch. Bring your arms out to the shape of a cactus, and then take a full breath in, fill up your belly, stretch your lungs capacity. Through your nose, exhale, empty out. So you inhale fully through your nose. Through your nose, exhale, let your knees fall to the right, your gaze to the left. Inhale, you'll float right back up to center, feet on the ground. Exhale, knees over to the left, your gaze to the right. Settle in. Inhale, follow the breath. You lift your knees. There's a buoyancy to the inhale. And then exhale, knees over, let it flop, let it fall. Inhale, you float up. Feel the lightness of the breath in. Exhale, let it flop. You feel the weight of the breath out. Inhale, knees up to center, stretch the breath. And then exhale, knees back into your chest, but this time plant your hands behind your thigh bones. And then really small at first. You'll rock just a little bit back, a little bit forward. You'll start to rock and roll up and down your spine, maybe 5 or 6 times. How playful could this moment be? How totally unserious. And at the same time, can you keep your focus with your breath, fueling yourself with fresh oxygen? And then we'll find a seat. So you'll come up, we'll find hero's pose. You could slide a block underneath your tailbone or a pillow if you have it. Just find a tall seat, dignified seat. Little tuck of your chin. Couple of breaths right here in stillness. Now, can you use your breath as a tool to simply inquire about your own experience here? Get interested in what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Can you become a witness to your own senses? What do you taste? What do you hear? Start asking questions so that your practice is rooted in curiosity. Flutter your eyes open if they're closed, and then inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms, open up your heart. Inhale, reach right back up, get taller. And then exhale, wrap your right arm across your chest, your left arm on top. Your fingertips will point to opposite sides of the room. See if you could inch your elbows toward each other, and then from here get heavy in your belly, in your pelvis. Can you root down? Get light in your heart, soft in your shoulders. Take an inhale, lift your elbows, lift your chin, tiny little back bend. Exhale, look down, round over, almost like a crunch, your belly snaps in. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Exhale, round over, tuck your tail a little. Unravel your arms, inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, cactus, your arms soften your throat. Inhale, reach your arms up big. Exhale, your left arm across your chest, your right arm on top. Fingertips pull apart, elbows can line up. Now really drive your bottom elbow up in space. Pull your top elbow down in space. So there's this oppositional force between your elbows. Inhale, lift it up, look up. Exhale, look down, round over. Inhale, feel the lightness as you lift. Exhale, round, you feel the weight, the density. Unravel, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, palms right ahead of you. Walk yourself into a tabletop. Knees right under your hips, palms right under your shoulders. Press into the tops of your feet, splay your fingers wide. Press down to where your fingers meet your palms. And then drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your chin, full inhale. Exhale, round, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, empty out. Inhale, sweep your heart forward, pull your shoulders back, open up. Exhale, round, push the ground away, dig in. Then you'll move through a few more all on your own tempo, your own rhythm. See if you could get totally lost in it now. You might mess it all up, wag your tail, squish your face around, endless options. See if you could simply create a little more space for yourself here. So maybe that's letting go of any judgment, closing your eyes. Maybe that's physically stretching your ribs apart, breathing in deep. Long neutral spine, that's where we'll meet. Hug your belly button up and in towards your low back, and then tuck your toes, fullest inhale. Exhale, pike your hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Right away, 360-degree breath. Let it flow, let it circulate. Shake your head, yes and no. Shake off any stress, shake off any worry, or just put it to the side for a moment so that you can feel your body here. Maybe you pedal through your feet, or you could walk your feet in a little bit, out a little bit. Just start to get curious about how to create some stability for yourself right here. Now expand into that stability. Lift your tailbone up higher. Inhale, fill your rib cage to the brim. Exhale, hang your head heavier, soften down. Inhale, lift your heels up high. Exhale, bend your knees, look far ahead, take a few slow steps all the way to the top of your mat, and then hang heavy in a forward fold. You might bend your knees quite a bit here, and then just shake your head, yes and no, sway side to side, just get loose, loosen up. Play with your breath like that cat in the yarn. Sigh, flutter through your lips. And then step your feet about hips width distance. You can place two fists side by side in the inner arches of your feet and then hug your feet around your fists. And then bend your knees slower than you think. Round up your spine, one vertebra at a time. As you arrive, hug your shoulders up and back, stand tall. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, slide your palms to heart center. Couple of breaths standing here. Root down into your feet, engage with your legs. Float your heart up. Soften your shoulders. In yoga philosophy, there's a concept called svadhyaya. And it's often translated as self-study. So can you become a student of yourself in this practice? Not to critique yourself, not to improve yourself, but just to create a practice of turning inward and getting curious about your own experience, your own habits. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up to the sky. Exhale, dive forward, fold heavy, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, pull the weight far into your tippy toes. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a plank. Tap your knees down and just pause here. Take a full breath in. Exhale, lower your heart all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Sweep your heart forward, little tuck of your chin. Exhale, push tabletop back to downward facing dog. And then once you arrive in down dog, you'll just take 2 or 3 breaths here. Every breath is an opportunity to level out the energy. So we're building heat this first part of class, but let your breath keep you cool, centered, and focused. Inhale, lift your heels up high. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, take 2 or 3 steps to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, fold and bow, heavy your head. Inhale, rise to stand, look up, stretch your breath. Exhale, palms to heart center, feel your feet on the ground. Inhale, reach up, take up space. Exhale, dive forward, let something go. Inhale, halfway lift, open your heart. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Again, tap your knees to the ground and then pause here. Full breath in, no rush. Exhale, lower halfway down, elbows hug your ribs. Inhale, up dog, flip to the tops of your feet, lift your thighs, pull your shoulders back a little. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. You can sigh, you can hum. You can shake your head yes and no. We're just moving energy here. The heat stirs things up. It's an agitator. The breath shakes it loose, releases it so that we have new space to land in. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, bend your knees, look far ahead. Walk, step, or maybe hop to the top. And then inhale, halfway lift, light as air. Exhale, fold, heavy as earth. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up, get big. Exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, reach up, offer it up. Exhale, dive forward, let it go, don't get attached. Inhale, halfway lift, drink in something new. Exhale, plank pose, pause here. You could tap your knees down. Otherwise, inhale, heart forward, use your tippy toes. Exhale, lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, open your heart, soften your throat. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And then big sigh out. Feel that exchange. Inhale, you take in exactly what you need. Exhale, you clear out exactly what you've used. Inhale, lift your heels up, stretch your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, look further forward than you want to land, and then get to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, catch the wave. Exhale, fold, let it crash. Inhale, chair pose, sit back, reach up. Exhale, arrive here, breathe deeply, like the breath could massage you from the inside out. Rock the weight back into your heels, and then give your tailbone just a little tuck. That's going to engage your center, right underneath your belly button. Lift your heart up as you inhale. Exhale, dive forward, let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift, new air, new energy, new life. Exhale, tap your fingertips down, step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Tap your knee down and then untuck your toes. Inhale, reach your arms up, get big. Exhale, cactus arms, soft heart, soft jaw. Inhale, reach right back up to the sky. Feel your fingers. And then exhale, right arm across your chest, left arm on top. This time, give yourself a big hug, like a real hug. And then bottom elbow drives up, top elbow hugs down. Inhale, baby little back bend. Exhale, round over like a crunch. Tuck your chin. Follow the breath. Inhale, it lifts you up. Exhale, look down, it rounds you over. Unravel, inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, palms to your heart, twist yourself over to the right. You'll hook your left elbow over your right thigh bone. Set your gaze behind you, so a little tuck of your chin. Now take a few breaths here. Get curious about your experience. Start asking questions. What do I feel? How do I create more ease for myself here without sacrificing form? How do I slow down my mind and tune into what's actually happening right here? Spin your heart up, breathe in. Exhale, palms meet the ground. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, heart forward, travel through any variation of that vinyasa flow. Or you could always skip the flow. You could always step back to downward facing dog. Less about how many reps you get in or how long you're holding a posture. It's way more about the quality of care that you offer yourself within this play. Inhale, lift your heels up high. Exhale, bend your knees, look way far ahead, walk, step, hop to the top, and then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and bow. Inhale, chair pose, sit back. Exhale, tuck your tail, rock the weight back. Now inhale, lift your heart up like you're offering it up. Exhale, dive forward, you just let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, open up. Exhale, fingertips down, step your right foot all the way back. Tap your knee down, untuck your toes, look up, inhale, reach up, low lunge. Land on the exhale. Soften your shoulders, breathe in. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach up, feel your edges. Exhale, left arm across your chest, right arm on top. Big hug, opposition between elbows. Now, like it's all happening in your low belly, center of your gravity. Inhale, you lift your elbows, your gaze. Exhale, you snap your belly in, round over. Inhale, you float up. Exhale, you round down. Unravel, inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together at your heart. Twist yourself over to the left, right elbow over left knee. Really hug your elbow down as a way to get more leverage to lift your heart. Feel where you're connected to the ground and see how you could get heavier through those points of connection for the sake of creating ease in your upper body, in your neck, in your heart. Inhale, drink it in. Exhale, palms to the ground. Inhale, step back, plank. Exhale, heart forward, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, linger here, suspend time. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gather up all the effort, all the trying hard. Open your mouth, exhale, let that go. Take another sigh. Shed a layer, clear something out. You keep even weight between your palms. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, knee to your nose, round. Inhale, kick right back up. Exhale, round, look forward, step right in between your thumbs. Inhale, reach up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, arrive here, lift your back heel up really high. Find a little bend in your back knee, just so that you could scoop up your tailbone and stabilize your pelvis. Now inhale, lift your heart, offer it up. Exhale, reach your fingertips straight out ahead of you. Inhale, drop your right arm down and back. Exhale, you might look back. You arrive in a T-twist. You might need to walk your front foot a little bit over to the right as a way to create a stronger foundation here for yourself. From here, reach so far apart that you have to tilt down. So your back hand is going to come down to the back of your left thigh. Your left arm will reach straight up towards the sky. Get a little dramatic about it. See what that's like. Again, just out of curiosity. Take a full breath in. Exhale, look forward, then windmill your arms, warrior two. Spin your back heel down. Feel your feet on the ground. Heavy from the waist down. Fire up your glutes, power up your legs, root down into your feet. Soft and light from the waist up. Can you make your upper body more like water? Light heart, open face. Now lengthen your front leg. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, warrior two, look right ahead. Just like you're dancing through it. Inhale, you reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach up, pause here now. Exhale, place your back hand down to your back thighs. You're in reverse triangle. Inhale, more height. Exhale, bring your arms to a T, look right ahead. Tiny little bend in your front knee. Pull your hips back and then inhale, reach so far forward there's nowhere else to go. Exhale, just tilt your arms down in one line. So now you're in triangle pose. First things first, breath. It's a moving meditation. Breath is the mantra. We just keep returning to breath. Next, notice how you're engaging with this yang energy. It's hot. It's fiery. It's about effort. And yet, can you find a little balance here? Lighten up your face. Take a breath in. More yin, please. Exhale, warrior two, sit heavy. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse, reach up. Exhale, windmill palms all the way down. Grab your blocks, highest setting. Place them ahead of your toes. And then inhale, supported warrior three, heart forward, kick up. Exhale, flex your back foot, really kick through that back leg, and then see if you can bend your standing knee enough to pull your heart more forward. From here, you find a breath, more length. Inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend both of your knees. You'll cross your left thigh behind your right thigh. Engage your inner thighs. We'll move on the breath. Inhale, kick back, heart forward. Exhale, Shiva squat, round over. Inhale, kick back, open heart. Exhale, Shiva squat. Now inhale, kick back, stretch the breath. Exhale, feet together, hang heavy. Blocks to the side, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Hang here for a moment, walk your feet a little wider. Roll up your spine one vertebra at a time, slower than you think you should. As you arrive at the top, pull your shoulders up and back, stand tall. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus your arms wide, engage your glutes. Inhale, reach right back up to the sky. Exhale, wrap your right arm across your chest, your left arm on top. You could just give yourself a big hug from here. Otherwise, bottom elbow drives up, top elbow drives down. Start like a clock to bring your fingertips towards the sky. Try to pull your elbows apart in the process, and then for full eagle wrap, you'll wrap at your wrists, bring palm into palm. Inhale, tiny little back bend, lift your heart. Keep it as you exhale, you'll bend your knee and sit back. From here, shift the weight into your left foot. Think of pressing the ground away so much that you have to float up on your right heel. Now lift your heart higher, right knee floats. You wrap it over for eagle, Garudasana. Right away, breath. Right away, let go of trying to be good at it or trying to perform it. No, tune in, get curious about it. Take an inhale. Exhale, look down, round over, slowly drag your elbows towards your knees. And then rather than trying to make it better or judging it or critiquing it, could you simply witness it? We'll lift up, feet together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Get greedy about pulling in prana. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Loud sigh out. Inhale, left heel. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, high crescent. Land on the exhale. Feel your feet get heavier. Your legs get more powerful. Heart gets lighter, more at ease. Face more joyful. Inhale. Exhale, reach your fingertips straight ahead. Inhale, left arm down and back. Exhale, you're in the T-twist. Notice if there's any amount of peace you can create for yourself right here. Tilt your back hand down to meet your back thigh. Reach your right arm straight up. How dramatic can this moment be? How fun, how silly. Breathe in. Exhale, look forward. Then you windmill your arms, warrior two. Back heel down, front knee right on top of your front ankle. Not to be a perfectionist, but again, just to create some stability. Lengthen your front leg. Inhale, reach up, get big. Exhale, warrior two, look ahead, get solid. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift up, pause here. Exhale, back arm down, reverse triangle. Hips forward, breathe in. Exhale, arms to a T, look ahead. Hips back, inhale, heart so far forward. Exhale, tilt down, look up. Press into your back foot. Engage with your center of gravity, low belly. And then spin your heart up. Take a breath so you're not just here to get it over with. You're here to experience your life as it's happening. It's happening right now. So inhale, relish in it. Exhale, warrior two, let it go. Inhale, reverse warrior, take up space. Exhale, palms to the ground. You could grab your blocks. Inhale, supported warrior three, kick up. Arrive on the exhale, find length. Like it's all just an experiment. You're just trying to figure out, how do I create more space within my skin? Just asking the question. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend both legs. Right thigh behind left thigh. Engage your inner thighs. Find softness at the back of your heart. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, squat down. Inhale, get long. Exhale, Shiva squat, root. Inhale, kick back. Feet together, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold heavy. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, flat back, reach up. Exhale, cactus, arms open. Inhale, get tall, reach up. Exhale, left arm across your chest, right arm on top. You could find the eagle wrap, or you could find the big hug. Inhale, find the little back bend and keep it. Exhale, just bend your knees, hinge at your hips. Press so deep down into your right foot that your left leg grows light. Maybe you cross it over. Find your breath. You might wobble here. You might fall out. Okay. Give yourself grace. Feel the length of your spine with the inhale. Exhale, look down, round over, hollow out. Take a breath without any expectations, but to witness, to let it unfold. Feet together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, let go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, travel through an optional flow. And then when you're ready, you'll tap your knees to the ground. We find child's pose. Perfect time for a little sip of water. And then you'll bring your hips onto your heels, forehead onto the ground, and then just land here. Get really heavy. Find stillness. Allow all the tissues of your body soften now. So up until this point, we've been moving swiftly. We've been moving with effort, directionality. But now we shift. Deliberately and intentionally, we move into a yin practice. We'll move a whole lot more slowly moving forward, and we'll land in these postures for quite a bit more time, 2 to 3 minutes. If yang is climbing the mountain, striving, pushing forward, then yin is descending deep down into the cave, turning inward, listening. Exaggerate your next breath in. Lengthen the next breath out. Now moving slowly, yin, not fast, that would be yang. You walk your fingertips more forward and take a deep inhale. Exhale, shift forward into a tabletop. So you'll walk your knees underneath your hips, your palms, right underneath your shoulders. And then from here, we'll move into a melting heart. So your hips will stay right as they are. You'll just walk your hands way back out far ahead, and then tap your forehead on the ground. Allow your bones to become like cast iron. Your spine like a hammock. And it's as if you could place your heart right in the base of that hammock and just let it relax. So here we're opening up the heart center, a channel of receptivity. So take in the moment here. Receive the support of the ground underneath you. Give over to it. Receive the breath. You don't have to pump it now. You don't have to work so hard at it. It could just flow. The concept of svadhyaya, or self-inquiry or self-study, it has two parts. It has a yang part of asking, and it has a yin part of listening. So once we ask the questions, once we run our experiments, we have to be willing to land in quiet, land in stillness, and listen. So here, really hear the breath in. Really hear the breath out. And then, slower than you think, you'll lift your head and inch yourself forward so that you could come to lay on your belly. We'll meet in a sphinx pose. So you'll bend at your elbows and set them right underneath your shoulders. Gently press into the tops of your feet, your pubic bone, simply as a way to take a little weight out of your shoulders. From here, take a deep breath into your heart center. Exhale, slowly tuck your chin, drop the weight of your head, and then really feel the weight of your brain. Feel the weight of your skull. And you could just hang out right here. Otherwise, you might begin to find a little organic movement. You could rock your head side to side, stretch out your neck. Maybe you open your jaw and then close it again. And then from here, you'll set your left ear on the ground, bring your arms out to the shape of a cactus. Like the transition is part of the practice. So we're not just rushing on to the next thing. Bend your right knee and slide it out to the right side. So you find this half frog. You might like to slide a pillow or a towel underneath your knee if you need a little bit of cushion. And see if you could really snuggle in to this posture. We'll be here for a few minutes. Yang is doing. We're all pretty good at doing, pushing, being productive. But here we practice yin, which is being. It's more passive. Rather than pushing forward, we retreat back. Notice where you could do just a little bit less. Maybe it's your brain, or maybe it's your fingertips. Bigger inhale. Softer exhale. Feel your way through the transition, or maybe you never get there. But if you're ready, you'll bring your chin to the mat. Lift your heart up just enough so that you could thread your left arm underneath your right armpit. Scoot yourself over a little bit, and then you'll open yourself up to a supine twist. Option for blocks underneath your knees, for wiggling your way into the most amount of comfort possible. And then once you're in, just listen. Allow deep listening to be a mindfulness practice all on its own. And as you listen, you might notice that your mind gets chatty. Your mind is a thinking mind. It's not going to just stop thinking. And so you could witness the thoughts. You could listen for their nature, their patterns, but then every once in a while, pull yourself back. Take a breath. And listen to what feedback you're getting from the body, so that mind and body, they have equal sway here. And then millimeter by millimeter, you'll roll yourself over onto your left side, maybe pausing in a fetal pose for a few breaths. But then you'll come back to lay on your belly. You'll bring your right ear to the ground, arms in the shape of a cactus. Bend your left knee, slide it out to the left, snuggle in. And then, nothing to do, nothing to manage, nothing to analyze. Simply notice and feel what it's like to be here. Let your mind trace your own interior so that you really get lost in it now. Lose your way within your skin. One more breath here. You might sigh it out or yawn. Then you'll bring your chin to the mat, lift your heart, and then slide your right hand underneath your left armpit, scoot yourself over, and float onto your back for a supine twist. Again, you have agency, so really take your time in setting yourself up and make choices that make you feel good here. Mind will wander off, and you just keep guiding it back to breath, so that this really becomes a practice of returning. Returning home to this breath, this moment, this body. Deeper inhale. Big sigh. Now this time, you're just going to roll onto your back. Take the path of least resistance. And we'll meet in a reclined butterfly. So you'll bring the soles of your feet together. Your knees will splay out wide. You might place a hand on your heart or your belly. Find stillness. Descend down into the caves of your own being. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Like locked rooms, and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue. Do not seek the answers which cannot be given to you, because then you wouldn't be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without even noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. This is part of a letter from the poet Rilke. And I offer it to you here as your permission slip to not know. To find your breath in moments that feel uncertain, unknowable. To fall in love with the questions, the process. Empty out all your breath, empty to the bottom. Inhale, fill up from the bowl of your pelvis, through your belly, through your heart, all the way up through your crown. Take in more, hold. And then open mouth, sigh, let it all out. Place your hands to the outside of your thighs. Close your knees together so they touch. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. Knock your knees in together so they touch. And then a couple of breaths here. locate one of your blocks in space or a pillow. You walk your feet just a little bit closer together and then lift your hips up so that you could slide your block underneath you at the lowest setting, just right at your sacrum. So right where your low back meets your glutes, can you rest the block? Let gravity do some work on your facial muscles now. Let your jaw fall back. Let your cheeks melt. All those tiny little muscles behind your eyes, let those unknit themselves. You could definitely stay here, but if you want to try it out, just stretch your legs out longer ahead of you and maybe even reach your arms up overhead so you can extend your bridge. But if that begins to create more tension, you just come back. Imagine you could inhale through your feet all the way up through your hands. Imagine you could exhale from your hands all the way down to your feet. Slowly bend your knees. Plant your feet on the ground. Lift your hips, slide your block out from underneath you, and then slowly lower your pelvis down. Stretch your legs out long ahead of you and make your way into Shavasana. Land here with nothing to do. Shavasana is always this reminder that not all progress is created with effort. Sometimes it's these dark, quiet moments that offer us restoration, rejuvenation. So often in the quiet that a seed is able to take root, germinate. You might stay here in deep rest for a while. There's no rush to change or do anything different, so take your time. Be patient toward all the things that are unsolved in your heart, and take good care. The light in me sees the light in you, acknowledges the light in you, and reaches out to it. Namaste.